Wonderful. So thank you all so much for joining me. Can't remember what session we're on now, what number session, but we've definitely done a fair few together, haven't we? So yeah, like we were just saying, it is still warm, even though we haven't got the blazing sun, and I think we are back to that again next week. So next week's session will probably be a bit more like last week's session to just make sure that we're all feeling okay. Obviously, we will assess that on the day as to see what the temperatures are like. But it is still warm, it is still muggy. So do what you need today. Drink lots of water. We might raise the tempo a little bit more from last week, but if that doesn't feel okay for you today, hopefully I think you know by now that that's absolutely fine. You do what you need. And I think I explained last week, like we have different sort of things sometimes that we want from a practice. And I was saying this in my chair yoga group yesterday in Bideford. So yesterday it felt really muggy. So we were just moving really slowly but intentionally. So actually you can still really feel it. So we'll do it later, but when we were doing sort of this twisting one, we were just moving really slow and steady, but it was really engaging these muscles here, our sort of deep abdominal muscles. And the reason that we do that is because they wrap round and they support our spine and they support our lower backs. So when we're working with these deep abdominal muscles, that is the reason. It's to help us with our spines, with our lower backs, and things like that. So if we're moving really slowly, don't think, oh, I'm not doing it well or anything like that. You absolutely are. It can be really beneficial. And it's just a different intention behind what we're doing. So sometimes we want to get the heart rate up. So we might be more like arms up, or we might be more energized, but you'll probably feel then that, or might notice that you don't feel it in your muscles as much, but that's more about elevating the heart rate. Or when we go really slow, really move intentionally, then we feel things like deeper in the muscles. So I just wanted to say that. So I think you all know that anyway, but yeah, if we're moving slower, it's still just as good for us. The same as with the breath work, it's supporting our nervous system to be in that, especially the heat where we're not sleeping, perhaps as well, and things like that. It can start to have an impact then on our day, on how we're feeling, on our thoughts, because everything all starts to loop and cycle. So if we're just calming our nervous system down, doing these long extended exhales, that can really help as well. So everything we're doing is really beneficial. Okay, let's get going. So we will start with, in a moment, some breathing. But first of all, let's give those shoulders a nice little roll. Have a little wriggle through the body, little stretch. Just have a little explore here and see how your body is feeling this morning. See if there's any little bits of your body that you feel, oh, actually, I really want to stretch into this bit today. Or equally, you might be feeling, okay, I'm just noticing that I've got this going on for me today or that going on for me. So I'm just going to be mindful of that as we begin to move. And I think sometimes it's not, again, until we take this moment to just have a little stretch that we notice, oh, actually, yeah, my back's feeling a bit like this, or my shoulders are feeling a bit stiff. So, yeah, just explore a little bit in your own way how you are feeling this morning. Lovely. Give those shoulders another little roll. And then let those shoulders soften down. Have a little wiggle wherever you are or however you are sitting. And then just bring the soles of the feet to the floor. So plant the soles of the feet. So we've got that nice firm base. And we're going to just find a little bit of length up through the spine and the crown of the head. So we may have been sort of sitting a little bit like this, which I think we all can do sometimes. I know I definitely can. So we're just going to almost grow up through the crown of the head. So just gives a little bit of length there to the spine. And then up to you, you can keep your eyes open or you can close your eyes. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. So take a nice breath in through the nose. Open the mouth as if you're breathing out through a straw. Breathing out through that straw. Breathing in through the nose, out through the straw. And this is a really wonderful breath if you just need to calm and settle your nervous system. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to do 3 more breaths like this. Breathing in, breathing out. Really lengthening through that breath. Let that breath just naturally flow out, not forcing it, not pushing it. Breathing in, breathing out. One more like this, breathing in. A nice long breath out. Really nice, everyone. And then just releasing that breath, returning again to your natural breath. And just take a moment here to check in with yourself, to notice however you may be feeling on this Tuesday morning. And then gently starting to roll those shoulders, lifting those shoulders to the ears. And then we might want to just start to introduce the arms as well. So just stick with the shoulders if that feels enough. Or if you want to introduce the arms, we're going to just use them as well. Can I just check, because I can see Kay and John, so can I just check with you? Can you hear any background noise or can you just hear me? Just hear me? Yeah. I've got the builders in the garden and they have just started to make a lot of noise. So I thought you probably couldn't hear them because Zoom's pretty good at blocking out other sounds, but I just wanted to double check. Nice. So let's just take these arms now as good, as wide as feels good for you. So I'm going to go back to my chair so you can see me a bit better. Nice. So just really start to circle these arms now. Keep that nice grounding down through your feet. Remember, we've got that nice length up through the spine and the crown of the head. So lots to think about sometimes. If that feels too much, don't worry, just focus on what you can. Lovely. One more like this. Really notice how those shoulders feel as we take those arms up. Take them nice and wide and then drop them down and give everything a little shake. Releasing off those shoulders. That was quite a few circles on the shoulders, so just starts to get them a little bit warmed up. Lovely. Then we're going to bring the arms down by the side of the body. So palms facing me. Again, just plant those feet on the floor so we've got a nice solid foundation. Then we're going to inhale, reach those arms out to the side, take them up high. And then exhale, long breath out through the straw. Really nice. 2 more like that. Press through the soles of the feet, find that length up through the spine and the crown of the head. We breathe in. And then we breathe out. Lovely. Let the body relax here. And do that one more time. So we're going to press through the feet, feel that engagement in the legs, in the glutes, lengthen up through the spine and the crown of the head. Nice big breath in. Take the arms up. And then big breath out. Really nice. Give those shoulders another little roll. Okay, so we're going to get moving a little bit through our spines now. So we're going to start by crossing the arms over on the chest. Again, find that nice solid foundation with the feet, little press down. That just engages then the backs of our legs and our glutes as well. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to breathe out and take a little twist to one side. Breathing in, back through center, breathing out to the other side. Breathing in, center, breathing out to the side. If it's too much to breathe and move, just breathe naturally and just do the twists. Breathing in to center, out to the side. Breathing in to center, round as we breathe out. Breathing into center, out to the side. One more on each side, breathing in back to the center, breathing out as we take a little twist, breathing into the center, out as we take a little twist. Breathing back in, coming to the center. Nice. So hopefully there we could feel maybe a little stretch here on the body, but mainly probably through our spine, our lower backs. Okay, so we did those ones very slow and steady, really linking them to the breath. And the other reason that we're sort of exploring this breathing as well as the movement is because when we breathe out, it engages these muscles even more. So it gets them really working when we breathe out down into the tummy. And again, like I say, that wraps around, that supports our spine. So we're going to do that again, but we're going to do them just a little bit quicker. So breathing in, lengthening up, and then just take that twist round to the side. And then breathing in and take that twist to the other side. So go at your own pace, but just perhaps rather than this one being so much about the breath, this time notice the movement, the range of movement that you can do as we twist round from one side to the other. So I'm really starting to feel it now in these sort of side muscles here. I'm also feeling it in my tummy muscles at the front that are just supporting me with this twist. And I can feel it in my lower back, like a bit of a stretch. If you can't feel it in any of those places, don't worry. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong or anything like that. It's just all our bodies are different. Really nice, everyone. Take one more on each side. Oh, lovely. And then back to center. Let those arms go. Give them a little shake. So now we're going to build on that a little bit more. So we're going to stick with that twist, but we are going to now introduce the arm. Okay, so you can just join in when you're ready. Lovely. And depending on how you're feeling, you're going to really use some force with that arm. If that doesn't feel good for you today, you're going to keep that arm nice and soft. But see if we can really feel it in these muscles here. These oblique muscles as we twist. Our knees and our hips keep facing forwards so that we're really getting it in this side, the side of our... Nice. So remember what I said earlier, we have different intentions. So we've really been focusing on sort of engaging those muscles, making them really work. Mine are definitely starting to feel quite tired now. So this one might be a little bit more about raising the heart rate. So if you want to go more quickly, but maybe you're not doing such a deep twist, you can do. If you like doing that sort of longer, slower movement and really feeling in the muscles, you can do that. So up to you. We are going to stay here doing this for another 30 seconds. So moving here from side to side. I'm going to speed up a little bit so it's becomes a little bit more about my heart rate, even though I can still feel my muscles working. So it's never sort of either or, one doesn't switch off in favour of the other, but it's just moving in a slightly different way depending on what we want to focus on. Last 10 seconds, maybe you want to speed up a little bit if you have been doing it to elevate the heart rate a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Nice, everyone. Come back to center. Give everything a little stretch. There we go. So we're going to just support our spine with a little bit more movement in the other direction. So this is where we do our seated cat-cow. So I'll just come to the side so you can see my spine moving a little bit better. So we're going to start off taking that nice lift up through the crown of the head. We breathe in, we're going to round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, reach forward with those fingertips. And then we breathe out, we lift through the chest, we stretch those arms backwards. So inhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, reach, reach, reach with those fingers. Exhale, lift the chest, reach those arms back behind you. Okay, so this one we will keep going with a nice slow, steady pace. So inhale, round that spine, reach with those fingers. And then exhale, take those arms back behind you. Hands on the legs, inhale, reaching forwards. Exhale, coming back. 3 more like this, hands on the legs. Inhale, reaching forwards. Exhale, stretching back. Hands on the legs, inhale forwards. Exhale back. 1 more, hands on the legs, inhale forwards. Exhale back, really reach those arms back if that feels okay for you. Lift that chest, drop those shoulders, and then let it all go. Give those shoulders a nice little roll. Okay, so have a drink if you need one. And then we're going to just do something to just lift that heart rate a little bit more again. So we're going to start to march with the feet and then also introduce those arms. We're going to keep that nice length up through the spine and the crown of the head. And in a moment, we're going to do this for 1 minute. So up to you. You can keep it a nice steady pace. You can really go for it if that's what you want. You can lift one knee if you want to feel it a little bit more in the legs, but go more slowly. Okay, so do this in whatever way feels good for you. We are going to go now for 1 minute. So the quicker we move the feet, the quicker we move the arms, the more it's going to just elevate our heart rate a little bit. But do what you need today. Do what feels okay for you. "30 seconds done, 30 seconds to go." You might want to lift those elbows a little bit more. Keep that nice length. I noticed I'd slouch then, because when things get more difficult, our body tries to find a way that's easier. So keep that nice length up through the spine, crown of the head. March with those feet. Really feel that contact with the earth. Lift those elbows. 3, 2, 1. Nice, everyone. Let that go. Give those arms a little shake. Can definitely feel my heart rate coming up a little bit. Have a drink if you would like one. And then whilst we let our heart rate come back down, we're going to do our one where we interlace the fingers. So we're going to bring those hands together, interlace the fingers. If we want the elbows, the shoulders to be working, we're going to lift the elbows. If our shoulders are already feeling a bit worked, we can drop those shoulders down. So elbows down. So it depends what you need. Then we're going to draw those fingers in and out. So this is just supporting with all the little muscles, bones, everything in our fingers. You can do it nice and slowly in and out or more quickly, depending on what you need. If you want to keep it in those shoulders, lift those elbows, keep that nice length up through the spine and the crown of the head. I'm going to take 3 breaths here, breathing in, long breath out, breathing in, long breath out, breathing in, and a nice long breath out. Lovely. Right. Drop those elbows down a little bit, give those shoulders a break. We're going to draw the hands apart. So I had my right forefinger on top. We're going to change that over. So now I've got my left forefinger on top. Okay, lift those elbows and gently draw those hands in and out. We're going to take 3 breaths, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Lovely. Let those arms go. Give them a nice little shake. So now we're going to take this right arm, bring it across the body, and just bring that left arm up, sort of to the top of the arm, gently pressing on this bit here, just drawing it in, just giving that shoulder and upper arm a nice bit of a stretch. Hold it here for a few breaths and release it. And then the other one. So I'm using my left arm now is coming across my body. My right arm is coming up, gently pressing on that top bit of my arm. Taking a few breaths. Breathing in and out, letting them go. Lovely. Right. So coming back down now, back to our feet. So coming up and down on the feet, so up onto the toes. Change the, drop it down a tiny bit. There we go. So up onto the toes. So we're feeling, hopefully as we come up onto the toes, the backs of our legs. As we lift the heels, might feel a bit of a stretch on the front of the foot, front of the leg. And then you start to open your toes. So you might have your shoes on, that's okay, you can do it in your shoes, but just really give those feet a wiggle, those toes a wiggle. Really helps with our balance when we use all of our toes. Lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to point and flex the foot. So see how you're feeling today. You can do one at a time or you can do both together. Wherever we are, we're going to keep that nice length up through the spine and the crown of the head. So we're pointing and flexing the foot at the ankle. Then doing some circles. So again, you can do one leg at a time or both legs together, whatever you need. Moving those ankles, giving everything a nice stretch. Then from here, point those toes up to the sky. I'm going to show you on the side and then I'll come back to centre to do it together. So we're pointing those toes up through the sky, we're lengthening through the legs, and then we're also going to introduce the arms using that flexion here at the wrists. Okay, this is our seated downward facing dog. So let's do this one. Press those hands towards me. Find that length up through the spine and the crown of the head. We're going to take 3 breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Really breathe deep down into the tummy. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Nice, everyone. Let that come down. Give those legs a little shake. And now just doing a little bit of a stretch through the hips. So we're going to walk that, start with our right leg. Take it away from us, stretch it out, and just move that foot to a sort of 45 degrees. Now, if you can, we're going to start to lift and lower the leg from this hip socket. So not from the knee, but from the hip. It feels, or always feels to me, quite hard anyway. So if it's feeling quite hard, you're probably in the right place with doing it with the hip socket. So just warming up or using these hip flexors. Just do a couple on each side, because it is hard. There we go. Right, so left one out now. So lengthen that left leg away. Put that foot on about 45 degrees. Really bring your awareness to this part, into that hip socket, and then just see if you can lift and lower from the hip. And it may feel much harder on one side than the other. My left side always feels much harder. My right side feels hard anyway. And then this side feels even harder. Let's do one more. Lovely. Okay, bring those legs back in. We're going to hold the chair and do some little sort of windscreen wipers with the knees. And you can stay like this, or you can drop down a little bit more. So depends what you want. If you're doing that, you might want to take those feet a little bit wider. And this is also just going to stretch into your glutes a little bit more as well. So we do this one nice and slow and steady. Doesn't matter if the knee doesn't get down to the floor, just finding the stretch. Do one more on each side. Lovely, and then coming back to centre. Have a drink if you would like one. I've forgotten my drink today, so otherwise I'd be having a drink right now. So just lengthening now again through that right leg. There's a few different ways we can do this. So where I've lifted my heel, my toes going up towards the sky, I can feel that stretch straight away down the back of my leg. So that might feel enough in itself. If you want to, you can also just take those arms, or those fingers rather, down towards the leg. Now, we're not trying to touch the toes. We also don't really want to do this, like become really rounded. So if we can, keep that nice length up through the spine and the crown of the head that we've been working with. Reach with those arms and just take a little fold. I call it more of a fold forwards. But we're keeping that lovely, yeah, nice. We're keeping that lovely length through the spine. So we're really looking after our spines whilst reaching towards that toe and finding that stretch. As you can see, I'm nowhere near my toes. I'm a long way off, but I can feel that nice stretch. If I went like this and really rounded my spine, I could, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep that nice length. Lovely. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, coming back up. Draw that leg in. We're going to stretch that left one away. So lift up towards the toes up towards the sky. Keep that nice. So we're not going to round like this. We're going to keep that lovely length. Drop the shoulders. Take the hands. Take a reach and just go to wherever you go to. Wherever you can find that little bit more stretch through the back of the leg. The more we pull the toes up towards us, the more we're going to find that stretch. Take a few breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Releasing that, coming back up. Draw those legs in. Whew. Right then, so now we're going to do our bit where we get the heart rate going a little bit again. If anyone has got a nice bit of music or something that you like to put on for this bit to get you motivated and keep you going, please do so. And like we've already said, it is warm today, so just do what you need. If it feels too much to really get those arms up above the head, you know, you can keep them here. You can do whatever you need. All right, we are going to do it for 3 minutes. So if you need to pause at any time, you can, but you know where we're going with this one. So let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so do what you need here. Look after your body. We can take the arms across the head. We could go back to this one like we were doing earlier, but using those legs as well. We could do a bit of to the side and up above. But this one is all about getting that heart rate up a little bit. So we've nearly done a minute. If you need to pause at any time, please do so. Into our 2nd minute now. And there's so many things that can affect how we're feeling on the day, like how we slept last night, what we've eaten. Obviously the heat and the weather, how much we've drunk, whether we feel hydrated. Nice, everyone. Nearly, that 2nd minute's nearly done. There we go, into our 3rd minute. So last minute here. If you're feeling up to it, really keep going. Maybe you make it a little slightly faster. Maybe you don't. Do what you need. If you need to pause at any time, please do so. Have a drink. "30 seconds to go." Sometimes I find like this goes really quick and sometimes it feels like we're doing it for 10 minutes. Last 15 seconds. Yeah, nice, everyone. Do what you can for the last 10 seconds. Brilliant. 8 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Nice, everyone. Really, really nice. Well done. Lovely. So bringing that back down, take a moment. Notice your heart rate. Mine's definitely elevated. Have a drink if you've got one there with you. Really nice. And then we'll go through some nice, more static stretches to finish off. So we are going to bend this right knee, take it a little bit to the side, so sort of off center, about 45 degrees, and then left leg stretches away. So that nice stretch that we did earlier. Then we're going to take the arms out wide. We're going to look to the right. So I will look back at my screen just so you can hear me properly. But if you look to the right, so you're looking over the fingers on that right hand, and we're going to take 3 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice. Drop that left hand down by your side. We're going to reach that right arm up. So if we can, really reach, reach, reach. Shall we find this stretch here down that right side? Take a breath, breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. Swap those arms over. So right arm down by your side, left arm up. The more you reach up through those fingertips, the more you're going to find this nice stretch here. Breathing in. And nice breath. Let that breath go. Lovely. Bring those shoulders down. Give them a little roll. We're now going to bring our right forearm onto that right thigh, okay? So we have a little lean now through the body. But again, making sure the shoulders don't come round like that. We keep them back. We keep this nice length through the spine and the crown of the head. Lovely. So we lean here. The more we press that heel into the floor and bring those toes up, the more we're going to find a stretch in this left leg. We can stay like this, or we can also use that left arm if you want to. Up to you. Really reach with those fingertips on the left arm if you are doing that. And hopefully you'll find a nice stretch down that left side of the body. Take a breath in. Breathe in. Bringing those arms back up to where we started, looking over the right fingertips, taking a breath here, breathing in and breathing out. Let those arms come down really nice, everyone. Give those shoulders a little roll. Then we're going to draw this left leg in, so this one comes in. Reach away that right leg now. Take your time to... It always takes me a moment to get set up in this one to feel nice and comfy. So plant that right heel. Draw those toes up towards you. Left knee is bent. We're going to take those arms wide. This time you're going to look over your left hand. I'm going to stay facing forward so I can speak to you. We're going to take 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Drop that right arm down, left arm goes up. Stretch, stretch, stretch here if you can. Feel this lovely stretch down the side of the body. Nice big breath in. Breathing out. Swap those arms over. So the left arm comes down by your side, right arm up. Again, reach through those fingertips, find this stretch here. Breathing in. Let that arm come down. So now we're going to bring that left arm, place it on our left thigh. Keep that nice length through the crown of the head. We have a little lean, so I can feel this here now on my right side of my body. You can stay here or also use that right arm, up to you. Wherever you are, we're going to take 3 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. And then cartwheel those arms back to where we started. Really reach through those fingertips. Take a nice breath here. Breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. Release those arms down. Draw those legs in. Give everything a little stretch here. Little bit of movement. Just seeing if there's any part of your body that you feel like you need to have a little stretch through. Nice. And then coming back up, bringing those hands onto the legs. I'm going to do some nice circles here. Just to stretch everything out. You can make these circles large or small. Well done, everyone. We did a lot of really sort of deep muscle work today. So let me know if you could feel that. Going in one direction and then the other. Lovely. And then coming back to center. So just to finish off then, we're going to bring the palms of the hands together. I'm going to come down here so you can see me. Bring the palms of the hands together. So if we press the palms of the hands, that's going to engage our arms a little bit more. We're going to inhale, send those arms up. Lovely. And then big breath out, let those arms come nice and wide. Yeah, really nice. Let's do that 2 more times. So press the palms of the hands together. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, nice and wide. One more time. Press those hands together. Inhale, send them up. Exhale. Lovely big breath out. There we go, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you all have a good week. And I really look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday, where bring extra water, whatever you need, all right? Thank you. Thanks for being here today. Really lovely to see you all. Have a wonderful day. Take care.